Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is Steven. No, it's Pedro.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Pedro. As Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we combine 3D printing and making, not just 3D printing, to make inspirational projects for you folks. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's kick off the show with today's coupon code. It's Obsidian. Of course it is. Check it out. Hello everybody in the chat room. Wow, everybody's hanging out. We are live streaming on all the social networks, and we'd like to greet you all to the show. Thank you guys for joining us. We have some free deals going on. If you go to adafruit.com/free, we actually have more than that right there. So let's head on over to the website, adafruit.com/free. You can see all of the lovely tiers. We're now giving away these pens, these lovely pens. Check out all the tiers here. They're all listed there. So adafruit.com/free.
While supplies last.
Yeah, because we had coasters a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was last week. And now we have pins. Very, very awesome. Very highly collectible and sought after. We also have same-day delivery for the fine folks in New York City. Check out adafruit.com/shipping to see if you apply. CircuitPython meetings happen every Monday. Shout out to the CircuitPython team. This is a great opportunity to listen in live in the Discord chat room to see what is going on.
Sort of like behind the scenes as they are making all the new versions of CircuitPython that was released. You can contribute, go in and chat, maybe request features or report bugs.
Lurkers are welcome as well. So if you don't want to chat, you can just listen in. And if you'd like to archive, you can listen in to all the different podcast places. We're now on Spotify as well. I actually checked it out yesterday, and yeah, it runs just fine. So check it out. It happens every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Newsletters. We have daily newsletters here at Adafruit. So if you head on over to adafruitdaily.com, you can subscribe to different categories of your interest. You have to opt into it. We do not do it automatically because we do not believe in spamming. It's in our mantra somehow. Newsletters for product-focused stuff happens once a week. You can go to adafruit.com/newsletter for that one. Discord is where we're hanging out right now. We're in the live broadcast chat room, but there's lots of other chat rooms. CircuitPython, of course, and you can see in the sidebar, it is nice and tidy. You get all the help you need here. Help with CircuitPython, Arduino, 3D printing, all the lovely stuff. Check it out, and this is where the CircuitPython meeting happens. If you scroll all the way down to voice, you'll see that CircuitPython is there. Excellent. Help wanted. That's right. If you have maker skills and you're looking to pay your bills with those skills, check out jobs.adafruit.com. That's a great site. It's free. It's our gift to the community. I'm literally warming up my hands on the bed here. 45°C is the perfect temperature to warm your hands up.
What's funny is that it's 80 outside, 81.
Hey, don't tell them that. No, it's freezing out there. Don't tell
it's
them
freezing
that.
in the house.
Don't tell them that. Okay, so why don't we get started with this week's project?
This week's project is continuation with Cartoon Network and Microsoft Make Code. It's another Steven Universe project. We've made Pearl's spear, we've made Rose's shield. John Park made the gauntlets for Granite. So when all of those weapons combine, just missing this, the whip, they form the ultimate sword. It is the Obsidian sword. So
the great sword.
Obsidian's great sword. So this is one of my favorite swords we made so far.
This is awesome.
Fully constructed or forged from foam core. Our new favorite material to make such gigantic props that are nice and light and are able to hold all of the electronics perfectly in there.
So it's so cool. It's lightweight. It's got the Circuit Playground Express. This NeoPixel strip comes with the Alligator clip, so there's no soldering necessary. How cool is that? That's a great way to get kids getting their projects up and going. This is foam core. We bought this from the dollar store. So you're looking at $1 in materials. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I really wanted to make use the black foam material to make this sword. The theme of it is actually a little bit more orange, but I wanted to stick with black. Yeah, and just have the orange shine through there. I do provide all the SVGs, so you can cut these out with a laser cutter. I cut this out by hand, painstakingly doing all of the kanji lettering that's on the front there, on both sides for the blade body part of that. The inner part comes out, so this lifts up.
Let's go over to the overhead.
So this is fully detachable, editable, so you can get inside there, do any maintenance you're gonna wanna do. As you mentioned before, this is using the Alligator clips, so no soldering required for that to hook up all the electronics. The LED strips are all just Alligator clips.
Yeah, I like how the circuit player is exposed there. That lets you reset it, plug it in, do other things with it.
Easily hook up your USB connection so you can play with the animations and the sounds, add some interactivity to that, all coded with Microsoft Make Code.
Yay, very cool.
A couple more little details of the sword here. We have the cross guard, really cool, like two hands, it looks like.
2 hands, yeah.
And then a nice little gem in the middle there. Have a nice repeatable pattern that you can edit. So if you wanted to make this, if you wanted to scale the sword up or down, you have the repeatable patterns that you can open up in your favorite graphics.
Yeah, Inkscape
program.
for
Inkscape.
for open sources.
Lots of
Illustrator, lots of other different apps too.
Yeah, so it's hot glue that all of these are used to build up the frames and the sides of the blade body. It's just a quick look of what it looks like on the inside. We have the tang here that is holding all of the components inside of your paper towel roll. You can use different sizes for this. This one actually comes from just parchment paper. It's a little bit smaller, so it's about 31 millimeter diameter for these.
And it's thick, so
it's nice and thick.
You can take some hits here.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent.
So it's nice and lightweight, but still has a nice, strong structure to hold all the components in place.
Yay.
Move that out of the way. The gem on the bottom is actually what is holding the pommel assembly together. So all this just slides in. Battery slides in here as well. You can use the AAA battery packs that we have, or I just use the 22 milliamp hour LiPo battery.
2200 milliamp.
Oh, 2200, yeah. So it's the cylindrical blue batteries that we stock.
Yeah, I can head on over to the Learn guide. Are we good?
Yeah.
Let's head on over to the Learn guide. First things first, I actually want to show you what is Steven Universe. Well, we got a guide now. Shout out to Katara for putting this together. If you want to get caught up with Steven Universe, what it is, what it's all about, we have some really nice write-up about it.
If you are a fan of some of the older anime cartoons like Dragon Ball Z, it definitely draws heavy influences for like the way that they do the fusion, and I really like the way that they're able to describe a lot of things that are going on in this society, easy, palatable for children and adults. So definitely take a look at some of the descriptions here in the guide. It goes over the main characters and of course the weapons and props that we're building.
Yeah, it's not just like a fun kid show. It focuses on things like friendship, anxiety, death, grief, self-identity, and in a way that, like you said, kids can understand. Pretty sweet. All right, so your guide is over here. It's a separate guide. It's on the front page of learn.adafruit.com. The overview page will kind of walk you through what you need to get this going. Really, all you need is a circuit playground, a battery pack, some Alligator clips, and the NeoPixel strip. It's a nice one. And
nice low cost, perfect for classrooms or workshops.
That's right. Some other things, hobby knives, the cardstock, glue stick, hot glue, colored markers, and if you have access to one, a vinyl cutter can help you cut out those, the main shapes, right?
Yeah.
You can always just print it out and lay it on top as well.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this template here.
So there's simple little shapes that you all can cut out with scissors or, like we say, the vinyl cutter.
Yeah.
Initially, I did use the vinyl cutter just because of the fine detail that all the kanji lettering it was a real pain in the butt to do. So all of these, of course, the SVGs, you can download all of these. You can edit them if you want to have these not stenciled out. If you can take a look, these are all connected so that the circles for like the O don't fall through. You can actually just glue those onto the diffusion, but I chose to go the route of having these converted into like a stencil.
How do you feel about a laser cutter now, Pedro?
That would have been very helpful since I did have to cut these multiple times.
How long did it take you? Like an hour to cut down
I
the
don't
pieces?
know.
You lost track? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But still, Vinyl Cutter definitely helps you with the templates. Otherwise, you would have had to cut that with scissors and cut it kind of twice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Let's move on to the Learn Guide as we went over the overview. We've got some lovely products all in stock. Wow. Circuit diagram is pretty self-explanatory, but hey, here are the pads that we're using. We're using voltage, we're using ground, and a 0. But you can swip that around if you want.
Yeah, I would recommend doing it this way just because of the orientation that you want to have your USB port.
Good
so
point.
It's pointing out of the gem, so you can easily reprogram that. And the battery JST port for that will point it right into the handle, so that's why it's assembled that way.
Excellent. All right, and then we have a quick note here on the breakout of the pins on the Circuit Playground.
And then another shout out to the easy way to add extension cords to your Alligator clips with more Alligator clips.
There you go.
Clip those together and then move the sheathing close so you don't have any of the wires connecting or touching when you insert those.
Cool. All right. Heading on over to the code page, this front area here will show you how to set up your Circuit Playground Express with Make Code.
Yep, by default they do come with Circuit Python installed on there. So you're going to have to drop in a UF2 image, which you can download there, or when you edit the code in your web browser, your Chrome web browser, it does let you download a image that all you have to do is drag and drop onto your Circuit Playground, and it will put it into Make Code mode.
Make Code's awesome because it lets you share your code and publish it and get a good inside look at it. So I just clicked the edit button and here I am. It's pretty self-explanatory and pretty simple. We actually use the JavaScript portion to create some custom colors. So if you're wondering, how did you get that custom color? Because you can't pick those in the GUI. We switched over to the JavaScript and you can use a hex color editor to create a custom color. Very nice. Very simple and clean too. So tidy. All right, so, oh, wrong page. This one. Let me hit the back button 2 times. There we go. Whoop. I think I may have went too far back. Anyway, so that's the code page. We also have a nice little graphic here that kind of uses words to explain.
It breaks down what each individual block is doing, and you can see the searchable terms down there too.
That's
you
right.
Can't use graphic.
Yeah.
Read those down there. You can of
print
course
that out as a PDF if you have a classroom setting, which is always nice. Yeah. See that download PDF button right there? It's a good one. All right. Also, so let's go to the assemble page. This is how we're going to assemble it.
Here's the fun part about this. Here is all the parts you guys are going to need. We provide the SVG. They're all named in each individual layer. The program that we use to actually cut these out with the vinyl cutter, it's just Design Space. So if that was able to open it up with all of the name layers and groups, you should be able to open this up into any vector editing
Inkscape's a good one. You'll have a layer panel and all the nice layers are broken out and labeled for you.
Nice link for that. I also note down how many parts for each separate piece you're going to need. So 2 blade faces, 3 blade frames, the gem connector, the cross guards, paper fusion, and of course paper tube. You can of course construct this out of chipboard. Just use hot glue to hold the cylinder together.
There you go, like you did for the spear. Okay. So it's a zip file and you can download the templates that way.
Yep, they're just SVG files and I believe 1 JPEG, so you can print out the texture for the cross guard.
Yep. If you are new to glue guns, we recommend getting a cordless battery glue gun, as it will definitely save the day. So you can you're not getting tied up in that cord. So there you go.
The way the body is constructed is that they're all layered on top of each other, but they're actually not pushed all the way through. What we're doing here is cutting out the main outline for that and then using that same cutout to remove the center part of the blade frame. And then we're actually gluing it, stacking it right on top to create sort of like a 2D or a 2.5D shape for that. So it has some sort of body. You can of course go in there and bevel these out so they are nice and rounded out. but you are going to need 3 of these, and they just stack on top of each other and are glued together, hot glued together.
Excellent. Sorry. Sheet of paper acts as the diffuser.
Again, we're just using the exact same template that we traced this out of. We're reusing again, so we're definitely using every piece of the sword template buffalo.
Every piece of the buffalo? Okay. Nice.
Moving on to mounting your LED strips. There are some little slits that you cut out in the tang that is actually press fitting the bottom of the LED strip together. The top portion is going to be wedged in when you put the top face over it. It acts like as a lid.
Right.
As we were saying before, we're going to use our extension cables to have that go through the paper tube right out of the bottom of the sword there. It's called the tang, which is what inserts into the paper roll tube. Pass through the wires for that to the other end. Just quick tip, you can kind of see there I do roll up the wires.
Oh, you coil them?
I coil them up just to make it nice and tidy inside there, so you don't have so much wire being just stuffed into there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like one coil should be good enough to pass all the way through if you do make it the full 3-foot length that I'm using here for the scale.
Yeah, a little bit of sword anatomy. This right here is the guard for the pommel.
Yes, the
It's
guard
got some
pommel.
slits in it. Tell us about the slits.
So the slits is what we're going to use to pass all the wires through. We'll insert the battery first and then pass all the wires through the little slits there.
Cool.
That is then in turn held onto the handle with this longer gem stem. It's like the pommel. It gets inserted, press fits into the bottom of the handle.
Yeah.
That you can lay the Circuit Playground Express on top of there. I originally was hiding it, so I do have these additional slits that you don't need to cut out if you don't want to hide it. It'll definitely make it easier in terms of cutting, since these slits are pretty close together if you're doing this by hand, so it can be nerve-wracking to have something cut out and then ruin it by not cutting it evenly. So I definitely like the exposed look of that.
Oh yeah,
which
especially
we
so you
didn't
get that color, the extra color at the bottom.
Which with these projects, because we have to do them so fast, I didn't realize it looked really good with it exposed until we were filming. So there you go. You don't have to. I'll edit the file. So
or you could edit the file, folks.
Or you could just not cut it out.
editable.
Yeah, I'll leave it. Yeah, you're right. I should just leave it there.
Just leave it
leave
there.
that option open for you guys. If you do indeed want to hide this, it's just an additional piece that you cut for this that is included in the artwork.
Excellent.
Moving on to adding the detail to the grip, we are printing this out on just 12 by 12 sides paper, just the inkjet paper for this. You can, of course, like I said, resize the editable pattern for that. So it's a repeatable pattern that you can use to scale down, and the pattern should update for you in your in Inkscape or Illustrator. This is where I built this in. And we're just using glue to wrap that around our handle, and then a little bit of glue at the end to adhere it.
Cool.
What's up is moving on to building the crossguard. I first printed out the graphics for that and used the same graphics as the template to cut the foam core out of. I'm going to lay that on top so you can give it that nice thick strength to give the stability when you glue it onto the handle. That's pretty much it. It goes right on the handle. I should have put a picture of this on there, but you can go to the overhead to see how this is being glued on. Just a dab of glue on the center part of that, and then on the sides on both of the cross guards. Just want to be careful not to glue the tang to the handle, so you can easily do any maintenance work on this. Or if you're traveling to Comic-Con or whatever, you can break this down so it can fit
Traveling
in.
to Comic-Con, if you built this in art class in your school,
oh yeah,
I need to fit it in my locker. What am I going to do? I'll just pop it out. Shout out to Modularity Designs.
Yeah. So the gem is printed as a separate piece. I was going to put it on like a foam core, but totally forgot. Just have it pop out. So if you want to combine this, you definitely could just merge the layers for the gem and the cross guard if you just wanted to have one full printout. But there's options there. You can, of course, modify this to have like, I don't know, if you wanted to make this permanent and glue the cross guards to the blades, lots of different options you can do for that.
Oh yeah, you can color in the edges or even cut out that orange cover and make it orange so you can put it on top.
That's a good idea, yeah. You can have that placed right on top of there. There we go. Super fun. I really like the look of this.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I really love the kanji that's on the front there. Of course, the whole meaning behind the sword, you know, everybody fusing together. It's 4 people that are fused to create this awesome sword that's able to battle these giant mechs. If you're not familiar with it, definitely check out the YouTube videos for the fight scene where this is first introduced. We ran a poll when we did the Rosa shield. It was between the Obsidian sword and the whip for this, and the Obsidian won out.
I like the Obsidian sword.
Looks so cool. Really like how light it is. But there you go. Nice way to make a pretty cool sword. This is actually modeled, I think they said, after the Master Sword. So a couple modifications.
The flame sword from Zelda.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, flame sword from Zelda. So definitely a good template to modify, or good technique for building the body and the hilt and the crossguard and all that. And of course, my new favorite roll is this 31 parchment paper roll.
Excellent.
31 millimeters, of course. Chipboard would be good, but I think it's a little bit thicker than the chipboard, so this is definitely more sturdier. I really like the size of this, since a lot of the way that they draw their swords on Steven Universe, they're always really skinny, and I wanted to keep that look of the handles.
Cool. Well, there you go. If you guys want to pick up the Circuit Player on Express for your classroom or perhaps your makerspace,
we do offer bundles, kits, if you want to buy a whole bunch of them.
Educators get discounts, so
definitely check that out.
Check that out. We also got a coupon code for you. Obsidian.
Super cool. Very new phone sword.
Cool. And be sure to check out all the other Learn guides too on learn.adafruit.com. You see all the awesome stuff that we got going on. Catching up with the chat room. Any questions? Let us know while I warm up my hands.
Sure. Quick shout outs to everybody in the chat room. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are in the world. We got Danny C, Olinsky, Stuff with Kirby, Cy, James, Mary, Electronic Stuff, Surfers, all the things Gotham, Kathy, Imagination to Form, Yanni, James, Dry Skull.
Dry Skull. Who's got the coolest
Ashton,
name?
Goodfellow, Thomas, Vec, and then heading over to the Discord, got Mad, Booger, Harry, Caitlin's dad's hanging out. Thank you all for joining us.
There we are.
And Bill Binko.
Hey, Bill. Thanks for tuning in.
Somebody's asking, or Ashton's asking, do we have Python lessons? I believe we do.
Yeah, check out Learn and look at the Python category. Lots of great guides.
Yes, Ashton, there's a lag there, but yeah, we do have Python lessons. Let's go ahead and take a look at, what are we prototyping?
Yeah, sort of. This is a guide that's actually released.
For a yet to be released product, hopefully this week, we'll find out. Stay tuned.
Can please sign up. I mean, we have a product page and you can sign up to let us know how many we should make. That's why we have this. I know it says $0 and it's out of stock, but we don't have it in stock yet, and that's just the way the system makes it. But if you click on that link there, you get the product page, learn more about the PyPortal. I probably didn't introduce it properly, but the PyPortal is a new product that's based off of the ESP32 and the M4 Cortex microcontroller. It's going to be a Internet of Things display that can run CircuitPython, as you can see Blinka there. It's going to do a lot of different IoT type projects, like displaying social stats, displaying data from JSON data. We got a lot of demos in the works, so when this product releases, they're going to be flooded with tons of ideas and working code that has been bashed and tested very well.
Is our GitHub repo public for the code that's being published.
Absolutely, it is.
You can go ahead and take a sneak peek of that if you wanted to look at some of the code that's going to be released with this.
Yeah.
So basically any website that has like a JSON that has data, you're able to access for like a countdown.
We had a Thingiverse one that displays
images.
Thingiverse things. We have we're making our own API for the products to see when new products are being released. We have one for quotes. You know, if you look down at the Adafruit header, you can see all the quotes. Yeah. So that's very
This is awesome. This is a project that Phil's been wanting to work on for years.
Yeah.
Finally, we have all the pieces in place to have an easy-to-use, editable PyPortal. I really like the name for that.
So I popped in the link to the GitHub repo. It's Adafruit/Adafruit_learn system guides. You can check out the learn description in the description of this video. It should have it. If you just type in PyPortal, you'll see all the different demos that we have. So we have an Adafruit IO that shows you IO stats. We have one that shows you how many astronauts are in space at any given moment in the ISS. We have a Discord one to show you what the stats are with Discord, how many users are online. We have an event calendar. Say you want to have a birthday or you have a special trip coming up, you can use this code here. GitHub star shows you, pulls some data from GitHub to see how many stars a given repo has, and you can completely modify all of this stuff. Hackaday skulls, NASA, quotes, Reddit, Twitter, YouTube. Like I said, Thingiverse, a weekly countdown. Did I say Twitter? Probably. There's a bunch, and there's more to come. So like I said, when this product gets released, holy moly, there's going to be a bunch of demo code to play around with. So again, if you would so kindly, if you haven't already, sign up to the product page. Where is it? Here's that product page. There it is. There's the product page. Excellent. Cool. We are working so hard on it that we already have some learn guides. So this is a learn guide on how to make it portable using the PowerBoost 1000C so that you can use any of the big LiPo batteries that we stock. It plugs right into the PowerBoost, and then you can connect it up to any of the 3-pin JST connectors that are on the back of the board. So really nice, quick and simple guide that shows you how to wire it up. I was wiring it up through the micro USB, but you can actually use one of these guys. It doesn't matter which one. The power can go both ways, which is kind of interesting. So
it's great because depending on whatever project you're working on, the orientation of it's going to be different. The power use that you're going to need for it's going to be different. So definitely lots of good options for powering it.
Yeah, and if you just want to have it plugged in, I actually did a test last night where I just left it plugged in overnight. So it was like 9 or 8 hours. No burn-in, no problems. Everything worked out just fine. So I guess we can jump over to the overhead and take a look at this. This is a little bracket that I'm designing that houses the
PowerBoost
1000C. So there it is there.
So it can recharge the battery and give it enough power.
It'd be great if we had autofocus actually work for once. Wouldn't that be nice?
Almost.
Almost. There you go. So this is a funky looking, very funky looking mount, but the reason why it's in this type of shape is to accommodate for all of the components that are on the PCB. So if you look at it, it's pretty flush. I'm trying to make this as flush as possible for projects like anything that's embedded, really. If you want to, there's so many project ideas like a Pip-Boy, a Star Trek communicator, all sorts of different things. So the idea is that using these standoffs to mount everything to this 3D printed bracket, and then you can use either of these guys. So I'm just going to plug that in. And now I can use one of our bigger batteries, like this 2000 milliamp battery that we stock. It's rechargeable. You can use this micro USB port to recharge any one of our batteries that we stock. Whether it's a 2000 milliamp, probably would not go any lower than the 500 milliamp battery. As soon as you plug it in, now I just need to figure out a good spot for this. I guess I could just tape it here, but there you go, and then I can kind of make the wire. So this is a little project that is out already, actually. This is the event countdown project, and what do you guys think that is? This is our upcoming Disney trip on March 21st, just for 3 days. And this is, it's not really using internet, it's just like an internal clock.
Just a countdown.
Yeah. So I got 29 days, 2 hours, and 20 minutes. Originally, PT was playing around with the days for PyCon. So he had like this really nice PyCon graphic. And I figured I'd play around with it for our upcoming Disney trip. Did anybody find the hidden Mickey yet? There's a few in there. But yeah, this is generating fonts, bitmap fonts live. So you can play with different fonts, and you can display all sorts of different bitmaps as well to create your awesome event calendar. So there you go. Work in progress. Although the guide for wiring this guy up, the PowerBoost 1000Z, is already up, so you can play with that. So that's kind of what we're prototyping, and there's a guide already out, as I said. Let's take a look at the guide. Pretty self-explanatory. I really like using the 3-pin JST wires because it makes
everything easier.
Plug and play really possible, right? Very cool. So I showed you some custom fonts. One of the to-dos was also to create a guide for how to create custom fonts for CircuitPython displays. Not just the PyPortal, but any display any display that works with CircuitPython, any device that runs CircuitPython, whether it's the Itsy Bitsy M0, M4, or the Feather M4, M0 Express, and even the, I wonder if the Circuit Playground Express can run a display. That's a good question. But this guide will show you how to use the open source project FontForge to create custom fonts. So you can take existing fonts. Where do I get fonts? I have a nice little list here. Font Squirrel, Google Fonts. Some of those are open. Adobe Fonts.
I'm about to post your Learn guide for how to actually create some custom fonts.
There you go. The Font and Font Library, all great places to get fonts. Yeah, and this is what it looks like with the. This right here shows you. This is using the GitHub stars demo that we were talking about a little bit earlier. It will fetch the latest stars for a given GitHub repo. This one happens to be the FontForge. How meta is that? Huh? Very cool. So in the conversion page, we'll walk you through the UI of FontForge and how to convert an existing font. In this case, it's a Google font that has an open license. It's a true type format font, which is kind of the standard font format, but it'll work with OTFs, which is an open typeface font. There's reasons why you want to make it a bitmap, and there are discussed in the overview. And I also walk you through step by step on how to create a font. One note to make is that fonts sizes are pretty much fixed when it comes to bitmaps. So you want to create different versions of your font if you have different font sizes. I also have a note here on how to optimize your font size, your file size of your font. So you can, if your font has a ton of characters, maybe you don't need them all, you can just select the glyphs that you want, and then that'll optimize the file size. When it comes to the colors of the font, you can totally change the color of the font. It uses hex values, a little bit different than the web HTML style hex colors. You just need to put a 0 and an X in front of it, and I have 3 colors here as an example to see what is black color, what is the white color, and here's a purple color. So there you go. So lots of different hex color pickers out there. I think there's one built into the Google search engine. So just type in hex color picker, and that will pull up the online hex color picker. And that's pretty much the guide. John Park actually used this guide to create some custom fonts for his project, and it seems to work, so awesome. So there you go. Again, when this product is released, so much goodies will come with it.
Working up a bunch of cool projects and more for this. If you want to sign up for that, people are saying that the notification isn't working. It's not in stock yet, so definitely just want to have that in there.
It's not working. In what way?
Yeah, it wouldn't work because it's not in stock yet.
Right. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. So.
Yeah, the in-stock notification won't work until it's in stock.
Right. We'll notify you when it is in stock.
And don't worry, we're going to tweet so much about it. There'll be lots of videos released. You'll know when it's back in stock.
It most likely will be released on a Wednesday, so make sure you use that coupon code.
Mm-hmm.
if you want to help us out now, you can. So help us get that laser cutter. Come on, help us get that laser cutter. Obsidian. I totally want that Glowforge. If anybody has a Glowforge and would like to donate it to me, I will put it to good use. Well, Pedro will.
All right. Go ahead and jump into
layer by layer.
Really useful layer by layer on animating components.
Yeah, I want to do a quick one on how I use the animation workspace inside of Autodesk Fusion 360 to make these spinning animations of our PCBs. So this is the Power Boost 1000C. As I was making it, I was like, hey, you know, maybe I should show folks how I, some of the tips, really, because the animation workspace is it's a little bit tricky to work with. Let's put it that way. Anyway, this is a nice 5-minute video that shows you how to use a joint as part of an assembly to position your components so that you can animate them all sorts of fun ways. Very cool. So if you watch that and you're interested in how to animate your stuff, take a look. It's pretty simple. This is what the end result is. A nice spinning Power Boost 1000C. Yeah, joints for the win.
I love joints.
I love joints, yep. Cool. You can download this model for free from our GitHub repo. So check out our GitHub repo. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the description. It's CAD parts. I need to make like a graphic for this. I need to get Bruce on this. Be like, hey, make me a cool graphic, because I don't have time to make a cool graphic.
A couple added weekly, so I definitely want to start that GitHub as well.
Yeah, please do.
Real quick, Yanni was saying that Microsoft has a built-in font maker, and he links in the Discord if you want to check out.
Oh, that's super handy. The FontForge, I probably didn't mention, conversion is just one piece of it. You can totally design fonts in FontForge.
Yeah, he's saying that you can just draw it on there to make your custom ones.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
That's very handy.
Head over to the
Discord chat to check out the link that Yanni posts on Microsoft's built-in font maker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Yanni. And that's the layer by layer. A little bit of CAD parts.
Brenton is asking, is the touch screen capacitive? I think it's resistive.
I think it's resistive as well.
Because I can feel the other layer that is actually doing the touching.
Yeah, we have a...
it should be in the description, though. But it feels like a resistive to me.
It's definitely resistive. I'll put it that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I can feel the layer on top.
Yeah. It's running off the battery. If I plug it into my computer, I could quickly change the demo to one of those demos that uses the touchscreen. But for now, I think you get the point. Cool. Are we going to do shop talk, or I think we go straight to community makes? It's going to be a short one, guys.
This week's community makes super cool little time lapse of this transformer. It's 3D printed in disguise.
3D printed in disguise.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the video. So every Tuesday we do a time lapse video of some designs from the community. This one's in. This was found. You found this one on Instructables. Is that right?
Tinkercad tweeted this out because it was all completely modeled inside of Tinkercad.
Very cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, Tinkercad's a free web-based
CAD
modeling thing. We used it a lot when we got started, and it's a great piece of CAD software. Very, very
check out what you're able to do. It has export options over to Fusion 360, so you can do more complex geometry. Definitely check that out. He has a whole guide on how to make this. Is MC Langer?
Yes.
Very detailed. Sweet video.
Thank you. Yeah, take a look at that. Very awesome. Did he paint it or did he dual extrude it?
I think they're all printed differently. Oh. So these are all printed in parts. And they just use these little pegs to build the joints.
And his name is Mario. There's his profile there, Mario.
And definitely check that out.
Is he in a mech?
Sweet. Looks like he's already in a mech.
He's in a mech. That's awesome.
But I really like the way that this simple yet really sweet design looks like. I like a little skull detail on his face.
Oh, wow. It focused.
Whoa.
As soon as it said that, it defocused.
I know, right? So I did need support materials for this, but it printed just fine using 150 microns, like 60 millimeters a second. And then support and brims to hold all this together. And the pins here I'll print separately. Let me just show the transformation here. Doop. And kadoosh. Very simple. Little blam blam.
Did you have to play around with the slice settings, or was it good to go?
So this was another one of those things where I printed it with Prusa's custom slicer profiles. Did not come out the best. We talked about it last week. Yeah, we talked about it last week. The profiles for the slicer, just regular slicer, came out way better than the bundle that Prusa includes for whatever reason. I don't know what.
Your mileage may vary. Don't listen to us. Like, just
test it out. Yeah,
it works.
I mean, we had confirmation last week that slicer was able to perform
every week.
Way
it's
better.
Different. It's like, oh, slicer.
No.
Great.
Slicer has been consistently the better slicer for the Prusa. Whatever profile settings that they have on there work best with that, with Slicer, which is, weird. You think that the Prusa version of Slicer would be better, but yeah, this came out really good. The detail, there's
my Ultimaker.
There's still support material on here, so the wheels would turn if I was able to get in there.
Oh. You do need supports, correct?
Yeah, you're going to need supports for some of the overhangs.
It is a Tinkercad design, so I'm sure. Is it an open design that you
could
modify?
Definitely open
so you can
up
print
and edit it out. Yeah.
It's not print in place, is it? You need those pins.
The only one that's print in place is the main body part, the arms, like the little studs that are holding that together. Those are all printed separately.
Neat.
So you can do different colors on there, and then I forget where I saw somebody posting that you can actually use those paint markers to add detail to these.
And if you guys look in the description of the chat room, there's the link to the Instructable. Wait, no, it's not. I lied. I thought I copied it.
I see it here in the YouTube chat.
Yeah. Wait, yeah, no, it's good. I just had to scroll down. Excellent. Well, cool. Thank you for sharing that with us, Mario. And now we get to go into the community makes. These are some designs that were shared, some makes of some of the things we've done. The first one is from Ashley. She made the Fix-It Felix golden hammer that we released a couple whatevers ago. Very awesome. She posted it on Instagram. Give her a follow if you like seeing some cool woodworking and 3D printing stuff. So that looks great. The IoT Gmail box was uploaded. A make was posted by this person here on Thingiverse. This is a great IoT project. It will raise up a little flag using a micro servo with an ESP8266 based microcontroller. So check that out. It uses Zapier, I believe, and Adafruit IO. So you can check that out. We have a learn guide for that as well. Very cool. Next one up is the face case for your Raspberry Pi. Face case, that's one of the fun designs. It's like a Domo-kun face for your Raspberry Pi. Face case. Thank you, GatCode, for uploading that make. Over on Twitter, Helen posted a make of the Raspberry Pi Zero stand. She's using a the Inky Fat from Pyromony to display a lovely calendar of the month. What a great little device. It's so pretty. It's got the tricolor, e-ink, or e-paper, however you'd like to call it. And this stand is just a nice way to prop up your Raspberry Pi projects, specifically the Raspberry Pi Zero. But you might be asking, hey, I got a Raspberry Pi B+. What about that? Well, shout out to Liz Clark, because she remixed the design for the Raspberry Pi 3. So this one is a bit bigger and accommodates those mounting holes for the bigger Raspberry Pi 3. So if you have a Raspberry Pi 3, you got a big display on there. There you go. Very cool. She also released the Remix Fusion 360 file, which you can download in any type of format. So check it out. And be sure to give Liz a follow on all the socials. She does some awesome stuff. Hey, here's another one. This thing was pretty popular, huh?
So we're not done yet. There's a couple more.
Yeah, CJ Davies posted yet another remix. It's a slightly taller, I believe. That's what's really cool about this design is it's parametric, so that you can just change the value
for your needs, for your project.
Do you want you can play with the display angle. I have a tutorial on how to do that as well.
Yeah.
Or you could just go in there and do it.
Yeah, one thing people don't think about is balancing. When you add different components to it, you are going to get a different weight distribution for that, so you want to be able to edit that.
I like that everybody's using the nylon standoffs. We have a nice nylon kit, and it works really nice with the M3 holes because you don't have to worry about threading them. It just kind of loosely fits. Tighten it up with those nylon lock nuts, and you get this nice secured Pi. Very cool. Next one. Hey, remember Valentine's Day? Yeah, it was last week. This is a 3D printed Valentine's Day card that's 3D printed and uses conductive paint, electric paint. It's conductive. And when you rotate those little gears in Adabot's heart, the LED eyes light up.
Yeah, the pressure from pushing on the gears to move makes the contact for the battery and the LEDs, so they light up. Makes it look like the gears are generating power.
It's pretty swanky. We have a Learn guide. It's a free design, and bare conductive paint. Great use of that.
It's actually bare conductive and the copper tape.
Excellent, yeah. Very cool, and there's some other makes as well, so check that out.
It's a cool little
Shout
styles
out
and
to
themes.
Paul for posting that. I hope your Valentine liked it.
That's great.
And the last one we have is, remember the little Mac Pi that we made for the Halloween? Noble over here on Thingiverse posted a remix using a Raspberry Pi Zero. That is awesome. It's using a display as well, and he's got a nice description here of what he did to this remix. So you can see he remixed the design to accommodate a Pi Zero. Wow. Also put some nice, I guess about signage on the edges there. There's the Adafruit logo and the Pi logo.
I love the branding.
Yeah, very cool. Maybe he'll paint it or something. There's the display and the battery. Looks like he's gonna make a, is that a USB port up here. Sweet. Wow, this is gonna be really cool. So check those out. Thank you guys for posting those makes. If you guys want to share any of your projects with us, you can always add us on any of the social channels. I'm at Ekin, and Pedro is at NeoPixel, right there. Sweet.
Running through the notes here, I believe that's it.
Excellent. Later tonight, we're going to do a show and tell. This is where we invite everyone from the community to come and share their projects, whether it's finished or not, whether you have RetroTech or not. Come and join us Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
And right after that, full hour of Film Lamar on Ask an Engineer, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right.
Full hour of all the cool news going on, new product releases. We definitely want to stay for that. And questions, prizes, you win by calling in.
Yep, you call.
Definitely tune in.
Make sure you turn your volume down when you call in every week. Yeah. Tomorrow is John Park's workshop live at 4 p.m. That's Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out Hangout with John Park, and we'll do some Make Code, Arcade, Make Code, and some live building. So there we go.
Lots of fun projects every week.
Yep. Cool.
And again, thank you all for joining us. All of your purchases go directly to everybody here. We don't have any VC or venture capital funding.
That's
It's
a big
all supported
point.
by you guys, so we get to work on all these cool, crazy products
to make puppet shows and weird things. And yes, please help us get that laser cutter. Come on, I want that laser cutter.
Everybody's saying
Obsidian.
no to cloud-based.
No to cloud-based.
Yeah, no to cloud-based laser cutters. Everybody's saying in the chat room.
I know. Yeah, you can say that about my Cricut too. Yeah, okay, so thank you guys again for joining us. And again, don't forget the shows are tonight and tomorrow. But until then, don't forget to make a great day. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys. See you tonight.
Yeah, bye. There's this one.